Hey guys, you are here today for postpartum essentials. Just a reminder, this is in no particular order, so please don't go thinking if I get anything on there I gotta get the first two things. No particular order. And as y'all can see, I have beads on one side and not the other. I didn't redo it, but can you guess how that happened? My son, he pulled it out and I didn't put it back in. So welcome to life of motherhood and trying to be semi-cute. So the way I'm going to do it is I have 5 breastfeeding essentials, and then I have 10 general but also vaginal birth essentials at the same time. So it's kind of a mix. And I just wanted to say, regardless of how you have your birth, you are still a mother. You are still, it doesn't matter if it's C-section, it doesn't matter if it's vaginal. Postpartum essentials I'm providing today isn't really tailored towards C-sections, but that's not to say that somebody can't take away a few things from this video. So let's jump into it, because I know you're tired of hearing me out. Breastfeeding and pumping. You're gonna want some nipple butter. When I first started using nipple butter, I didn't use it immediately. Like, I was breastfeeding just boom boom pow. I wasn't thinking about nipple butter, but my nipples became more sensitive, and so I'm like, let me go ahead and use this nipple butter. So I started using the nipple butter and I started feeling better. But then ever since then, I just use it every day. I don't wait to use it until I feel like I'm sensitive. I just go ahead and use it every day. To this day, still use it. My son is 13 months. Next, number 2, manual pump. So I say this not because I think a manual pump is better than a wireless or an electric pump, but I say manual pump because you may have a power outage or your pump may die. And that's happened to me. Where wireless pump, that is the third thing on my list. A wireless pump, it is convenient. You just need to make sure you find the right one for you. I ordered a wireless pump. Well, I got one for Valentine's Day when I was in a relationship at the time. But then I ended up ordering a different one. So just make sure you look into some of the things that you feel like you might want best. Like, multiple ones have its pros and cons, so just look into that. But in general, I think a wireless pump is convenient because I'm able to use the wireless pump while I'm walking around. I'm able to pump while I'm doing my hair. Like, those things are more convenient than having to sit down in one spot. Pumping in general is a lot of work, so I'm just saying, third essential for me is wireless pump. Fourth essential is a nursing bra, and that includes a sexy nursing bra and a push-up nursing bra. So they have more than one kind of nursing bra, and I don't know about everybody else, but I know that one of the things I really cared for was still feeling good and or looking good. That wasn't really going so well for me, and I still have my off days, plenty of them. But in terms of nursing bra, those are more undergarments. But at least with that, I wanted to not feel so much like the stereotypical mom that I used to see on TV back in the day. Like, oh, hanging out with the girls. Girl, what type of bra you got? The mom of the group. Oh, like, I didn't want that to be me. So to me, that's an essential, a nursing bra period. But I wanted to specify a sexy nursing bra and a push-up nursing bra. 5, we have nursing tank top. Back when I was pregnant, I've seen this on some videos I watched, but nursing tank top, to me, it was an essential. I definitely don't think it's not that much of a necessity, but to me it was nice because when I wore pajamas, a lot of times I would just wear the nursing tank tops. I'm pregnant, but when I had my baby, it was annoying. I had to pull up the straps and all of that, laying down. Like, no, I want to be more free. So the nursing tank tops, I felt like, one, was one of the things that got me close to that freedom. I like the nursing tank tops. I usually wear them as pajamas, but you could also go out in them depending on what type of nursing tank top you get or how you like to wear your clothes in a regular outing. But okay guys, now we're on to general and vaginal birth essentials. And you're gonna want to get you some heating pad. If no one told you yet, you are still going to have contractions after you give birth. Fun. It's so much fun. And we are really amazing. You hear me? Okay. Birth is beautiful and amazing. Don't get me started. You are going to have the contractions after because your uterus getting back to normal. And then with breastfeeding, breastfeeding helps with the uterus getting back to its regular size. So for me, I usually felt the contractions when I was breastfeeding. And of course they weren't quite as strong. Maybe they were, but they definitely weren't quite as long as being in active labor. It wasn't that much of a biggie, but I do think heating cramps could help. And I definitely still use the heating packs that I had from the hospital. So I would put that on my stomach. And it just was more comforting. And in general, like, even though you still have those contractions, it's not constant, but you still will possibly desire comfort. I'm not going to speak for everybody. You may or may not, but heating pads I think would or could be helpful for you. You might already have a heating pad. Number 2, baby carrier. So when you have a baby carrier, one, there's a certain way you want to do a baby carrier. It depends on the age of your infant, of your child. So you might end up sitting on a toilet with your baby carrier. And you might feel better knowing that you have a baby carrier on. Because I know even with me, breastfeeding at the same time, trying to go to the bathroom. And this was in the first week. And even within the first week, I had my partner at the time was there the first week. And even with that, I'm still in the bathroom breastfeeding and multitasking. I honestly didn't use a baby carrier while I was in the, like, using the bathroom at the same time. But I feel that it would have made me more comfortable in terms of taking my son to the bathroom, especially while breastfeeding, just because I was afraid I would drop him. I know many people say they have these fears, but I really feel like that was a very realistic fear. Like, I don't want to hold him and use the bathroom at the same time and breastfeed. Like, I literally feel like I could have dropped him in seconds. And of course, still hold your child. Don't get too comfortable and think the baby carrier doing the job and you sitting here like this. Like, I'm not suggesting that. I don't want you to get too comfortable and then something happen. Don't come back here saying, I hurt my baby. Please don't. Please don't. Take precaution with anything, please. Baby carriers in general are pretty good. But then at the same time, I'm not, telling anybody how to parent. Just to put that out there. But also, there might be times where you use the baby carrier so much, baby can't be away from you. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day and a whole other set of people and skill sets and professionals. But I just wanted to put that out there. Either way, baby carriers can still be useful when you're out in public, when you need to do your hair and you need to breastfeed, whatever the case is. I used the baby carrier and I was doing my hair for my birthday. It took me a whole week to do their hairstyle. But he was not having it. So there were times I had to pick him up and I'm doing my hair and he's right here in front of me. And I used the baby wrap carrier and it worked pretty good. But also I kind of didn't like my hair falling on him. So I ended it. I didn't use it for too long. But some of you might still prefer that. 3, deodorant wipes that you are comfortable with. If you already have a brand, cool, start with that. Or you might want to try a different brand. But deodorant wipes, I remember my really close friend and my son's godmom. Back when me and her were talking about just the beginning of motherhood and stuff like that, you know, she was telling me, like, once you start breastfeeding after you have baby wants to, it's easier for baby to know where you are, smell you, and so our bodies sweat a little more. With all that being said, that was not great. And that's another story, because I had to use different deodorants. And then I had other issues, deodorants, burning. I don't even know if that was baby related. Possibly, because within the first 18 months, you really never know. You just had a baby, and the postpartum stage is a long one. So I'm not sure if it was baby related, but I'm just now finding like a deodorant that really works for me, and that doesn't burn anymore. But I can go back. I think I'm starting to be able to go back to other deodorants that I've used. But just if you want to stay fresh, possibly deodorant wipes, regular baby wipes, or regular wipes. I don't like to use for my underarms really, but deodorant wipes might be a good option for you. 4, tumblers with a closed cap. Basically, just get you a bottled water, no open cup, because it's got a top where you can either screw it on, screw it off, and if you turn your bottle water upside down, it doesn't leak. You don't have to worry about the straw coming out, any of that. So I say that because you're moving around with baby, you're in the living room, upstairs, wherever you are, however big or small your home is, you might be in different places, and you might be in your bed, and guess what? You might not want to get up and go to the kitchen for water. So you're gonna maybe want to grab that bottled water that's sitting in your bed already. And because it wasn't a regular tumbler cup, but it was like a closed one, it doesn't matter how it was laying in your bed. Open it up, drink it, and you want to stay hydrated. Like, don't forget about yourself in this postpartum period. So definitely keeping a tumbler, but the tumbler with like the closed cap. 5, witch hazel and cold packs. I ended up just putting them together. Witch hazel and cold packs. I had an abrasion. They didn't classify me with any vaginal tears, so for me this works. But depending on your story and what happens with you, you may prefer the dermoplast that is at the hospital or over the counter, you know, just that type of medicine. You may prefer that. Me, I didn't want it, even though I left with it from the hospital, which was a waste of some coins for me. But witch hazel was pretty good. And then they also got the tuck pads, and so witch hazel in the vaginal area and cold packs in the vaginal area. So I liked the hospital one, so I bought my own, but the hospital has cold packs too, disposable ones. The ones I have are reusable. They're gel, and then it comes in a, like the picture right here, it comes in like the little case, so you can just use that. I use both. It just really depended on what was going on, or if I was in rotation with the reusable ones. But the cold packs, it was so comforting. And like I said, I didn't even have any tears, but it was still like, oh, yes. That was a different kind of relief. So next, a laxative alternative. Some of y'all may have heard about all this stuff going on with pooping after birth, and does it hurt, and that also depends on the person. For me, I didn't have any issues in terms of that, but I was taking laxative alternatives postpartum, just from fear of that. And also I took my time. My first time with the bowel movements, I was acting like I was giving birth again, except I was more tame because I wasn't in pain. So I was just breathing because I was just scared. But laxative alternatives, so when I say that, I mean more natural things like, I think dates. I asked my midwife. The suggestion she gave me in terms of diets that could help is what I did. And I can't quite recall it all. 7 is pad sickles. And this kind of possibly ties into the witch hazel and the cold packs, because when you make the pad sickles, you're going to want to use the witch hazel. So that is a recipe of its own. Pad sickles, it's like witch hazel, aloe, and arnica gel, depending on how you make it. Oh, I bought the arnica gel, but I didn't put it on all my pad sickles. But I wish I would have put it on my back when I was in labor. Like, I wish I would have used it for more than one reason, just to test it out and see. And I brought it in my hospital bag, but when you in active labor, when I was in active labor, I wasn't thinking about what was in my hospital bag. But I wish I would have tried it. So when you make the pad sickles, some people put essential oils in there. I didn't want to put any essential oils in there. I just wanted the basic. Or you can try the honey pot. I used both. I made pad sickles with the honey pot because it had essential oils in it. And so it worked either way. And then you stick them in the freezer. And I didn't make a lot, but I did have to make more throughout the postpartum journey. And at some point, I just used cold packs in the witch hazel tuck pads that came from the hospital. And I didn't even use the pad sickles anymore. Next, you're going to want the Yoni spray bottle. The Yoni spray bottle is shaped differently than the regular one that they may give you at the hospital. And it's more convenient. And the Yoni spray bottle is really good regardless. Like, it's not even it was designed for postpartum more than likely, but it's great in general. I don't know the history of the Yoni spray bottle and who created it, but it's good to have in general, like just being a human who uses the bathroom. So keep it on your tab. Keep it on your tab. Overnight underwear. When I first started using overnight underwear, I started with the Always. But there's also Rael. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a more natural brand. And if you buy your own, it's more sturdy than the hospital kind. Really, I think the hospitals is really just basic underwear. But what I'm talking about is like the overnight pads. It's almost similar to the Depends. Actually, Depends, I think, they have their own version, but it's almost similar to like the diapers. But those are really nice, and it's more comfortable. And you can get you like a cute pair. Like, I think they got, somebody has pink. I know Always has the black. It was easier to put the pad sickles in there, and it was just more sturdy. So it was better and it was safer because you're bleeding more. And everybody has a different length of time that they bleed for. And I bled in a safe zone. Like, I didn't really bleed for too long. And what I can say is the concept is great. And it probably is more sturdy than the hospital one. So that may be best. It's more comfortable. I feel like it has a little more coverage. Heavier duty, especially if you got the pad on top of it. So the last thing I have is a belly band. There are different kinds of belly bands. There's the kind that we hear of that ties back into some of our ancestry. And I wanted to use like the more classic or traditional belly band, but I ended up using the one that I got free from Aeroflow. I can't remember. I think it was advertised for like a C-section, but I had got it anyway. Reason why I'm suggesting that as an essential and one of my essentials is because I feel like it helps prevent, keyword helps, in terms of diastasis recti. Wait, what is it called? My phone is about to die. I can't remember, but I feel like it can help with Yeah, that word is that I think could help. And so I used it. I didn't use it for too long. I wasn't consistent. Shame on me. I do think things could have been better if I was more consistent, but I don't have that. At least I was told I don't have it. Moving forward, thank you for watching. If you're interested in anything else informational pertaining to motherhood, pregnancy, postpartum, please continue, subscribe, like come on, join the family. Really. Or don't subscribe and just watch the video. It's up to you. If I got information you need, boom, great. Or if you're more into vlogs and just what's going on with life, I'm still your girl. I'm doing both of those things. So do what you want. But thank you so much for watching, and I wish the best on you and your family's journey, and I send my blessings and love to you all positively. I got a word for the both of us. I put you in the driver's seat.